Welcome to Tea with Willie Dee.
Welcome to Tea with Willie Dee.
Welcome to Tea with Willie Dee, a low-key, stress-free vibe where we're here to do nothing more than spread love and some dope-ass energy.
A low-key, stress-free ride, but we're here to do nothing more than spread love and dope-ass energy.
I am Willie Dee, CEO of Loving You Productions and talk show host of the Facebook Live show Thinking. In this very here show, Tea with Willie Dee, I've decided to own my power and step out into the world on this exciting new journey as my own boss. I'm making it my mission to remind the world that human connection is real and there is power in conversation. We all have unique lives and journeys, and there's so much to learn from each other. These teas have given me so much life because I'm realizing we are all going through the same things and we are all connected. And whether you like it or not, we are one, and there is no elevating as a people until we realize that. This is Marti Gould Cummings. You can find her on Instagram. What are your pronouns?
All pronouns. Because I don't,
Because I don't give a fuck.
I say that. So my pronouns are he, him, she, her, they, theirs, because I have
All of
come to realize in my life that, like, even though I present as like a cis man out of drag, for me, I feel that gender is like something that I shift in and out of. There's some days where I feel very connected to my masculine side and I feel very much a man, and then there's other days I feel very connected to my feminine side and I feel like I'm a woman, you know, like
Marty did Joe's Pub with me.
Oh, that was so
fun. He was also booked that night. So like,
I had to go.
I interviewed you, but it was like quick fire speed.
Yeah,
date.
you were like,
You
"What's your
out
name?"
the
I was like,
door.
"Marty, bye."
Living, laughing, loving.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta go. That was so. Who was that? It was Monet, me,
Rose, Elemento Pay.
Oh my god, I do not.
And
I've
Brenda,
known
yeah.
Elle for a long time.
Have you really? I was gonna ask, how did you get into the drag world?
I don't know. It just kind of like happened. It was like an accident.
What do you mean? Is it like?
It just happened. I like did this show off Broadway where I was like a crossdresser, I guess, and then I just like was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
And then I just started booking.
So
and then it just happened to become my only source of income. I just became my career.
Yeah.
I didn't like seek it.
Okay. Because I always wonder.
Now I seek it. I'm like, I gotta get the gig.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You
But
know, now it's like my
you're
career.
doing it in like one of the hardest cities.
But I think that's the
in
thing.
the
I think it's like I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Like, you can very easily like say these are like my goals when I started drag were like not to be a drag queen. You know, it was like to be on Broadway.
No,
and
no,
to do this,
yeah.
to do that. It's like I think it's like fine to like go into like life with like goals and a vision board and say this is like my plan. But if you stick to the plan, you're gonna fuck up your future. You know what I mean? Like, because the universe will give you signals, and if you of what direction to go, and if you ignore that and you like are so steadfast and like, no, this is what I'm doing, then you could miss an opportunity. If I was a legal secretary for a little bit, I could still be doing that.
How long did you do that?
Like a few months I got fired, but
Moving on.
but instead I listened to the universe and said, oh, here's an opportunity, and went with it, and now I like make more than people on Broadway.
Can we cut?
If I had been so rigid to the plan that I had in place, I would have missed these opportunities that have now afforded me a life that I never could have envisioned.
Because now you're giving girls jobs, which is what I think is. But really, like, I follow a bitch. You're either at the gig or you're giving it to someone else. And
But I think it's important. Like, I remember when I was coming up and I was like hideous and my makeup was terrible and I didn't even wear wigs.
I was gonna say you didn't wear wigs.
Girl,
Why? What was the decision there?
I don't know. I was young.
Inquiring minds want to know.
I was young. I think at the time I was like, I'm a drag queen, androgynous.
Yeah.
And now I'm like fully embraced. Like, I'm a
So now you only wear wigs, no?
Yeah. I always tell young queens when they're doing my show, oh, I'm nervous. I'm like, great, fall on your face and fall fucking hard. Because then you'll learn the next time, okay, this is how you get back up.
Yeah.
This is how, okay, that joke didn't work. Well, how do you rework it? That number wasn't good. How do you rework it?
How, in a room full of gays who could be judgmental or in a shitty mood, like, how do you control a room like that?
I'm just very loud.
That's it?
The past 2 years have been very good for me, and I'm very grateful. I'm very, very grateful.
Probably started when you did my Joe's Pub show, right?
Yes, you thank
the
you so
energy,
much.
Of course.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But I think it's important to like not have an ego about it, but also to know like I'm good at what I do. That's why I'm like successful. Because I think a lot of times people are like, no, please. But it's like, no, I'm good at what I do, and so I'm able to like control a room because that's a talent that God has given me. If I'm giving advice to somebody who doesn't have that natural ability, then I say, you make them watch you. You get up there and you demand their attention. Don't be mean or rude or like, why aren't you watching me? But just hold yourself in a manner that they're going to want to come to. Make them come. A lot of queens are like, jumping off of shit and
listening?
kicking and doing all this stuff.
listening?
And I'm like, girl, yes, the splits and the kicks and the ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba is really fierce and great.
Yes.
But girl, if you just stand on that stage and demand they look at you, they'll look. They'll pay attention.
No, you're right. Who are your favorite queens? Who captivates you? Who, like...
Of all time?
No, of just, like, right now. Who's current?
Like,
who's,
on the scene now?
Yes.
Well,
Do you have an inspiration?
Well, the queens that, like, inspire me to do drag are Coco Peru, Varla Jean Merman, Sherry Vine, Peppermint, Shaquita, Heckelina, Peaches Christ, Bianca... And then the queens who are, like, my girls, who, like, are my girlfriends who, like, I kick it with. Is that, like, very, like, 1989?
Yeah.
Kick it with?
Don't be over here aging. I was seeing out the
Oh my
window.
god, it's like Lingo from, like, the Ninja Turtles movie. That's, like, what I'm still referencing.
That's okay.
Who do I hang out? Like, my girlfriends are, like, Tina Burner, Monet, Bob, Jan Sport, Rose, Britta.
It's just who work.
Bootsy, Little Holly Box Springs, Chelsea Pierce, Jasmine Rice LaBeija, who I fucking love, Pixie. Like, that's like a lot of girls.
No,
but
yeah.
those are like my drag, like...
She's staying on the good sides of the girls.
Yeah, I'm like, who else do I have to name that'll, like, come to me?
You didn't say me! Yeah.
No, and then there's like a lot of like younger queens who are just starting who I also like really like love, like Vix and Lemon and you know, I think they're very smart and will have great
Love
careers.
What is the circle like? Because I feel like the circle of girls who get to perform in New York City regularly.
Well, the circle is huge. There's so many.
Is there?
Oh my god! Like if a drag queen touches another drag queen, 80 new ones just appear. There's so many drag queens now, which is like a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
I look at it two ways. The blessing is now we're living in a day and age where drag is becoming more mainstream, and we're living in an age where people are able to explore gender norms and gender fluidity and explore like that. You know, we're able to explore gender in a new way and what that means. And I think that's really beautiful. So I think that's great. The other side of it is there's a lot of people who I always say, I host this drag 8-week drag series competition, and it's all new girls. And I always say to them, why do you do drag? A lot of times I get, well, because I want to RuPaul's Drag Race.
I was literally going to say, is it because of Drag Race?
I want to be on TV, and I'm like, great. I want to be on Drag Race too, girl. But like, if that's your goal, if the goal is to be famous, or the goal is because everybody else does it, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Why do you do drag? Why does it fuel you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically? Like, why do you do it? Why do you do it?
Can we ask why you do it?
I think it's I love I love making people laugh.
Okay.
I think you know I start.
Are you a comedy queen? I
Yeah.
don't know the labels.
Yes,
Comedy
honey,
queen?
she's
Yeah.
funny, bitch. No, yeah, I'm my drag has taken an evolution. I think that's important also. Like if you're don't limit yourself to just like saying,
Oh, you're
well, this is the
killing it.
drag I do. If you one day are feeling something different, do it. Comedy queen, funny bitch. But then I was like, I want to be a rock star. So I got a rock band and I started doing concerts at 54 Below and I just did Lincoln Center, you know? And so it's like, I was like, I want to be a rock star.
Congratulations.
Thanks. It was fun.
Congratulations.
She was lit the fuck up. It was so fun. And then I became like a political queen and now I'm a comedy queen who moonlights as a politician. It's like very funny to me. But I think queens should just like do what you love. And if somebody says, well, that's weird, who fucking cares? It's not their drag, it's your drag. The payoff is getting gigs and being able to pay your bills. But do it because you love it.
So moving into politician, where did that drive come from?
Well, we have a bigot in the White House, and
Who is that?
I will not say his name.
I was like, we don't talk about him here because that energy is real and I don't like it.
Yeah, I had this bar owner who was like, you're making straight clients uncomfortable and me as a voter uncomfortable. And I was like, well, if you're voting for somebody who was against the rights of the LGBTQ community, which now we know because the Supreme Court has now backed his trans military ban, which is insane to me.
Insane.
So I'm like, I can't work here. And he's like, what? And I was like, I'm leaving. Peace out, bitch. And I don't know if this is like the sequence of events that kind of gets like crossed in my mind, but that happened. But I also like around the same time started a Democratic club, which ironically enough the district leaders for this particular area, the Spillanes, are part owners of this bar, and I didn't like realize that they were the district leaders until I got into politics, and then my club put up district leaders and we got them voted out of office, until the New York Times did this whole full page story on me and how a drag queen got rid of the oldest political institution in the state of New York.
That is rich.
And that was fierce. And now I'm an advisor to the mayor on the Nightlife Advisory Council, and I'm on my community board. And,
She's like, I'm kind of in politics. I'm like, no, you are like...
Yeah, and it's pretty fucking fierce. And
that's what I think is so unique about you, is the fact that you didn't even care to, like, drag fell into your lap, and now you have this...
And now politics has fallen into my lap.
But, like, you have this... Like you said.
But that's what I said earlier. When the universe puts something in front of you, listen to it.
So we're going to move into my favorite part, because it has nothing to do with me. Your moment. If you woke up today and you had your own talk show and you had this platform to give to the world, what do you want to say to the people? What do you think is important?
What do I want to... Can you rephrase that?
Yeah.
I think it's important to remember that all human beings are human beings. No matter how much money they have or don't have, human beings are human beings regardless of the pigment of their skin. Human beings are human beings no matter who they choose to worship or how they choose to worship or what type of house they live in or what type of job they have or who they hang out with. Human beings are human beings, and we're all in this together, and we have an obligation and a duty to look out for one another and love one another and love the other species that inhabit this planet and to protect this planet, because we only get one shot at it. In the great scheme of the world, we are here for but a blink in time. And if you're choosing that time to spread hatred against someone else, then you are wasting the valuable moments that the universe has given you to leave an imprint on this planet in a positive way.
Damn, and to touch on all that. She gave you life. I hope you bitches are listening, because so now we're gonna move into your voice. When the iconic energy that is Marti G. Cummings leaves Earth and finishes your job here, and you move on. What impression do you want to leave with people? What do you want people to say about you? What is your legacy moment?
I would hope that when I pass on, whether it's today, which I hope it isn't, I would hope that my legacy is that I was authentically myself all of the time, and that I hope people remember that God or whatever is out there gave me an opportunity to have a platform that happens to have thousands of followers, which I'm very grateful for. And I hope that what is remembered is not that I had thousands of followers, but that I encouraged each of those people who do follow to be better in their own journey and to find opportunities to take the gifts they've been given to enrich, enlighten, and uplift the other people in their sphere.
Marti for president. Marti is absolutely going to run for president.
Not president. Something that I will run for something
What did
else,
we say?
but not
Don't be
president.
blocking your blessings.
Well,
What if
that's
the
right.
door says president? You got to open the damn
Someday. Can you imagine if I ran for president?
Do you know who our president is? Yes. I would love to see you run for president. Hell. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you
for
for this show, and congrats.
Of course. That's all I want to do, y'all, is share a positive energy. It is not as hard as you think it is to fulfill your dream or find your purpose. You just have to go out and do it. Take it from Marti.
What is that song? I'm gonna cute. Gotta find my purpose.
Yeah.
Gotta find me.
Gotta find me. We'll go out and find your ass. You can find Marti on Twitter, Instagram at Marti G. Cummings. I am Willie Dee. You can find me at WILLIEDEE, Willie Dee with 3 E's, or follow my production company, Loving You Productions. All we're doing is spreading a good message, positive energy. Go out and do something with your life. Vote. Follow Marti, because she figured it out before the rest of us. Thank you again so much.
Thanks, babe.
He figured it out for the rest of us. They figured it out for the rest of us. All the takes, everything. I love you.
I love you.
Thank you for doing
Thank you,
this.
my love.
Me.
Thank you for watching America, and we'll see you soon.
Loving you.